you doing, everybody? Great to be back home in Indiana from the Civic Center in Hammond over the special Midwest Pioneer Road Derby Network. Chet Kopic along with Jerry Seltzer, the excitement, glamour, and color of Roderby. The Midwest Pioneers versus the Bay Bombers right there. Little number 51, Lana Kusanovich calls off the jam. We're in the first period. Just over 6 minutes to play. Score, Pioneers 2, Bay Bombers nothing. You know, Jerry Seltzer, we should bring our fans up to date. Several new additions on this Pioneer Club.
Well, of course, it's not by intention, Chet. Unfortunately, Debbie Cho suffered an injury to her elbow while on the road down in Fort Worth, Texas. But Joan Weston has picked up a skater who skated with her for many years on the Bomber, number 57, Candy Jones. And although she's not as big as Debbie Cho, she adds something that's very badly needed. Right there she is, right there. Very badly needed on this team. She has a great deal of experience. You'll watch her skate, she knows exactly where to be at what time, and here we go. Great series, the Bombers.
Number 37 out on the jam, Carol Peanuts Meyer for the Bay Bombers. Back from the pack, Dolores Tucker, number 34. Down goes the Golden Girl. Joan Weston on the circle here in Hammond. Bay Bombers got a threat going, but good. 5:09 to play in the first period. Hope you're having fun all along the network. Pioneer Girls, Weston 59, Kasanovich 51, Forbes 58, Nybauer 56, number 57 is Candy Jones, and I like this kid already. Laszlo and Weston continuing their vendetta. There you see it. Peanuts Meyer trying to pick up some points for her Bay Bomber teammates, and she calls off the jam. And referee Bobby Sieber, the man in the stripes, one half of our officiating combo, outstretches with one finger, signifying 1 point for the Bay Bombers.
Chet, this game is being seen on both the Pioneer and Bomber Network. And we want to mention, of course, the Bombers looking forward to their big home opening in San Francisco on April 22nd. Big goings on here. Poster night in Hammond, and the biggest crowd of the season by far. We must have almost 4,000 people here, Chet. Fantastic turnout.
And they're making plenty of noise, to be sure. Don't forget you fans in the Midwest, especially in Chicago. Tomorrow, Sunday, in the amphitheater, 3 o'clock, final afternoon game of the season. These same two clubs on your screen right now. Number 58 is the Blarney Stone, of course, Darlene Forbes for these Midwest Pioneers. Off the whip, there goes Margie Laszlo. Pioneer uniforms, of course, red, white, and blue. American colors slightly over if you're watching the Pioneer too. Back in the pack, little Sherry Earth with the blonde hair, number 53. She has in the striped helmet also. Here comes Laszlo. Forbes, they are the jamming threats at this moment. Two jammers, a pivot skater, two blockers on each side. We are in full and equal strength, 5-on-5. Now Jody Weston, Margie Laszlo. Oh, I tell you, Dayton, Chicago, St. Louis, Southwest, Texas, everywhere you go, they've been having themselves a vendetta. Look at that punishment. You don't think those things sting? Forget about it. And Margie Laszlo puts it together, but good. Laszlo wins round one, but we're early. And with just over 3 minutes to play, the Bay Bombers pick up 4 points on that particular play. They move on in front by 3, 5-2.
Chet, the Pioneers and Bombers, for you fans watching in St. Louis, meet tonight for the final game of the series at Kiel Auditorium. Plenty of good seats remaining. There's a big match race tonight in St. Louis. 10 laps, relay blocking race between Charlie O'Connell and Margie Laszlo of the Bombers, and Ronnie Robinson and Joan Weston of the Pioneers. The same teams meet tomorrow at the amphitheater in Chicago, 3 p.m., the last Sunday afternoon game for the Pioneers. And here is something, a big match race. O'Connell and Robinson, no time limit. Anything goes, infield cleared. We've got Bombers on the track. We're going to get a penalty now.
Two Bay Bomber skaters are down on the track. Number 34, Dolores Tucker. Number 35, Monica Guest. Jerry Seltzer. Many groups, many fans writing into us. How can we get a roller derby game in our area?
If you'd like to see a roller derby game in your area, why not write to Roller Derby Bookings, Post Office Box 1827, Oakland, California 94604. If you have a school or arena or auditorium that seats 2,500 or more people, if you can fit a basketball court in, you can fit a roller derby track in, bring roller derby into your city right today.
The Bay Bomber girls, 35, Monica Guest, 31, Candy Pulliam, 34, Dolores Tucker, 1971 MVP, 38, Margie Laszlo, 37, Carol Meyer. Out of the jam, oh baby, I like this kid striking helmet. Here comes Candy Jones, skating in the place for the second show right behind the two-on-one situation, 21, Pulliam, 35, Monica Guest, hands in hand on their feet, out of the line, goal, bang! Bingo! Woo, baby! Pioneers on the board. 2 points, Jerry Seltzer. Seltzer, Gilman work by Candy Jones.
Chet, that Candy Jones is going to help this Pioneer team. There's no doubt about it. Her experience on their jam, her speed, and as I say, Joni likes to skate with her. That's going to make a difference. It's going to be really a great addition. They're now within 1 point. They trail 5-4. Chet, you know, you're going to be the host at that big dinner tomorrow at the Stockyards Inn at the amphitheater, and with Lana Kasanovic. Now, I don't know if you have a big announcement or what tomorrow, but Chet, I frankly don't think you have any fans. I don't think anybody's going to turn out to see you after the game tomorrow.
My mother promised she'd be there. Anybody I owe money to should be there. Make it a full house. Armida Ortiz, number 36 for the Bay Bombers, takes the belt from little Rita Williams of the Pioneers. 2-on-2. Williams, Eric for the Pioneers, the letter jerseys. Bay Bombers, Aaron Meyer, you got it going. 1-on-1, 2-on-2. Call it what you like, Burr and Hammond. Under a minute to play in the first period. Pioneers trail by 1. Bay Bombers 5, Pioneers 4. Still got some time to make some adjustments in the scoring columns before the end of this period. Weston setting it up to Goldenfield. There you see her with the pivot helmet on. Trying to assist her teammate Williams, but she's also got to maintain a defensive stance. There you see the lockup. Leaning tower of pizza. Irresistible force against the illegal Watson. Weston with the elbow. Back in the pack. Eric Myers. They are out of position on this particular play. And we're going to have a penalty. We are going to have a penalty. Marge Laszlo will sit for 1 minute. And as a result, the Pioneers total 1 point. Jerry Seltzer were netted up. 12 minutes gone. 36 remaining in this half.
Well, that's it. That's the end of the first period, Chet. With the score, the Pioneers 5 and the San Francisco Bay Bombers 5.
All right, back we are in Hammond. Chet Kopic along with Jerry Seltzer, even up 5-5. Distaff Wheelers can take 12 and go to the benches. Male Wheelers on the track. Bay Bombers short by 1 skater as a result of the penalty to Marge Laszlo. Charlie O'Connell will sit in the booth for 60 seconds. Jerry Seltzer, as this jam gets underway. Shoulders coming into the Midwest. That means Patel, Larry Smith, Francine Cashew, JoJo Stafford, Cal Stevens, Rosetta Saunders. Shapes up as a tremendous series.
Oh, they're perhaps the strongest team in the league this year. Look out. Good blocking. The Bombers block back on Eddie Hessen. You have to say this about the Jolers. They're the strongest they've ever been, and they've always been a good team. And right now, of course, the Jolers coming in next against the Pioneers. And by the way, they open the season for the Bombers in the San Francisco Bay Area on April 22nd. It'll be a great team to see out there.
Number 31 is Alvin Mallory. Number 34, Bob Dansell. And the Bay Bombers, despite the fact that they are short-handed, 1 skater at this moment, have the only jamming threats out of this particular play. That means Ronnie Robinson. Number 58, white numerous, red and blue uniform. Oh, look at this thing. Look at that. Oh, perfect. Take him left, take him right, up high with the elbow, right side, left side. Back goes Robinson, center sugar ray. Oh, perfect. Stands at hand and goes crazy. Mallory can't do it. Dansell can't do it. This jam is over. Oh, Jerry Seltzer. Talk about giving your team a lift in a hurry.
Oh, he's too much. Now, Bob Hine, we want to mention, is out with a fractured cheekbone. Bob actually would be able to skate, but he's had some plastic surgery. He'll probably be out about another week. And Ronnie Robinson, Tony Smith doing a great job. Ronnie and Rita Williams were at the Ward store in Gary this morning. Had a great turnout there. And you can meet all the Pioneers, by the way. All of them. Thursday, March 29th at Ward's in downtown Chicago. Be sure and get there. It's going to be a great afternoon.
As Bummer Rice and Pioneer John Early move up in this particular play, we have 10 minutes remaining in the second period. We're still even up at 5-5. Number 57 for the Midwest Pioneers, moving into your screen right there, is Ziggy Wubble, skating in replacement of Bob Hine. The Bald Eagle out of commission for the time being, as Jerry Seltzer told you, but don't you Hine fans worry. Durability, consistency, reliability, various middle names attached to a guy like the Bald Eagle, Bob Hine. But to be sure, this Pioneer team isn't quite the same without the services of the Bald Eagle. Back to action, early up high with the elbow, at the goatee. Number 33, John Rice. Robinson steps in and down. Down goes Johnny Rice. Up front, big look at the board. 26, bypass by John Early. Oh, Jerry Seltzer. We got ourselves one heck of a scramble already as little John Early, number 59, bypasses the Big Buffalo. We move in front by 1 point.
Well, I'll tell you, I think Ronnie Robinson, and here he comes after Pete Boyd down at this end of the track. They got a few words going here. Ronnie's getting ready for that big match race tonight in St. Louis. And of course, tomorrow in Chicago, anything goes against Charlie O'Connell. Remember, the Pioneers beat the Bombers Monday, March 19th at Iowa State University. Next Thursday, back here at the Hammond Civic Center, 8 p.m. Kids are half price at all Hammond games. Remember, there's another big poster contest sponsored by Wars here at the Hammond Civic Center. A bike and stereo AM, FM radio, 4 prizes, giving away the best posters. We're going to show you some posters in a little while. The fans have come tonight.
And Scopus by himself. Great state maintains for the Pioneers. Coach Nick Scopus, Pioneer men, 50 Scopus, 58 Robinson, 56 Smith, 57 Rummel, 53 Hess, Bay Bomberman, number 40 Charlie O'Connell, number 32 Jimmy Paul, 36 Buffalo Boy, 34 Bob Dansell. Got it going at Hammond. Pioneers, Bay Bombers, they've been having themselves some kind of a series that's almost in the books. Right now, Scopus goes to work, and now the Mallory out and over. He maintains his stays off the basketball court.
Oh, O'Connell is killing Scopus.
Now O'Connell setting up for Scopus. He takes a tremendous whack. There you see it twice and 5 with the knee. Bradley Chapman got to get it together. Down he goes. Oh, I'll tell you something. O'Connell, married, 3 children, call him an introvert. He was an extrovert, to be sure, on that particular play. Here he goes again. Look at him wind up with those elbows. Oh, I'll tell you. Charlie O'Connell, over 40. And Scopus, Jerry Seltzer, may be hurt.
Oh, look out. Here comes Ronnie Roberts.
O'Connell beckoning with the chin. Rolling into the Dixie Doodle, floating like a butterfly and stinging like a bee. And to be sure, Nick Scopus took himself some kind of punishment on that last jam.
Chet, these shoe uniforms look very similar in black and white. The uniforms that are in the 30 series are the Bombers. Right there you see them. Except for Charlie O'Connell wears number 40. The uniforms, of course, in the 50 series are the Pioneers. There's Nick Scopus in the infield. Other big games coming up. The Pioneers and the Bombers. Friday, March 23rd, Louisville Convention Center. Wednesday, March 28th, Champaign Central High School. Friday, March 30th, at the Robertson Fieldhouse in Peoria, Illinois, at Bradley University. There we go. Great skating period.
We're going to bring you fans up to date on the Roman rules following the conclusion of this jam. Right now, Dynamite Tony Roman gives it to Gale Sayers, O.J. Simpson, hip fake. Down goes Big Bill Hill. Right now, Tony Roman, in this moment, lone jamming credit is completed the play. Back in the pack, number 57, Robo. Getting adjusted to the punishment, the speed, and the skill that's necessary in the International Rotary League. Here goes Roman, takes a belt from Robinson again. Dynamite Tony, not Charlie O'Connell, gives the assist. Roman has total 1 point at this moment. Up front, he goes to work on Tony's compare. See Ronnie Robinson down on the line track. Tony Roman going to work. He bypasses Tony Smith. Now he is hooked up. Ronnie Robinson once again. 5 points, Jerry Seltzer.
Oh, there goes a Pioneer into the bench.
Tony Roman, one of the great jamming threats the game has ever produced. Totals 5 points on that particular play, and now the Bay Bombers have got themselves some breathing room. Up by 4, 10-6.
If you'd like a free copy of the Roller Derby Rules, put your name, address, and zip code number on a postcard. Include the station that's sitting on which you watch Roller Derby and send it to Roller Derby Rules, Post Office Box 1828, Oakland, California, 94604. Get your free copy of the Roller Derby Rules. Help to understand this game better.
Shot of the Pioneer bench. That's number 59, of course, John Early. Just a little bit shaken up after that last jam. Want to say hi to the Bango Bunch. Kathleen and Rivers, Cindy Komar, Marianne Kopchak, Arjo Hall, Candy Edlett, and Nancy Searob. Hello to all the Bango Bunch. Enjoy the game here in Hammond. Hope you fans all along the Pioneer and the Bay Bomber networks can say the same. This is the excitement and the glamour of Roller Derby.
Oh, in the back of that pack, watch Charlie O'Connell there. Look at him work on Nick Scopus.
Charlie O in the great speed. Getting the left side early. I'll tell you. O'Connell is going to 6 for 1 minute. Having a jawing session with Bobby Seaver. O'Connell will sit, and that hurts the Bay Bombers, to be sure. Meanwhile, back in the back, Bay Bombers are going to break going down. Gallery 31, Dansell 34. Pioneers setting up in the lock. Robinson, Smith, 56, 58. Trying to maintain. Now the Pioneers will have a threat. And he has some 50 through with the striped helmet. He's moving through. Oh, Burgers! Here we go, Robinson, bang and more. Pioneers move on first, making the harvest. Smith on the whip. Here goes Hansen, setting up with Jordan. He cannot go. He is up and off the line flat.
Fantastic to see the good young players coming along. I think Jim Holmes says we're going to see that again on replay. No, I guess they didn't catch it.
Oh.
Remember, Saturday, March 31st, the Pioneers and Bombers end their series in Logansport, Indiana, at the Berry Bowl at Logansport High School. Pioneers meet the Jolters April 1st, Sunday, at St. Joseph High School, St. Joseph, Michigan. April 4th in Kankakee, Illinois, at Abraham Lincoln High School. Saturday, April 7th at Forest View High School in Arlington Heights. Tuesday, April 10th, the Mid-South Coliseum in Memphis, Tennessee, with the big match race between Joan Weston and Jan Vallow. Also, Saturday, April 14th at Wisconsin Rapids, Wisconsin.
The Bombers' Johnny Rice first out on this jam. Number 33, John Early gives him the elbow, swings out into action. Moving across the Pioneer turn. Bay Bombers up by 3. Bombers 10, Pioneers 7. Just over 3 minutes remaining in the second period. Johnny Rice, he'll go 1-on-1 with Ronnie Robinson. Back in the pack there, so the formulation in progress. Now Early in a defensive stance, cannot do anything to assist his Pioneer teammates. Robinson just taking his time. Then captain Midwest Pioneers. Up high with the elbow on Johnny Rice. There goes Early. Twice, little Johnny takes the punishment. Now Tony Vogel will try to help his teammate. He can't do anything. Robinson lowers the move on him. Pioneers having some fun right now.
Listen, right there, he's really got it. Look at that. That is a foul. They haven't done that, really.
Bill Hill. Encased in the headlock by Charlie O'Connell. Nick Scopich, number 50. Moving over to see just what's going on with one of his chickens.
By the way, Chet, we're getting a great amount of mail. And by the way, some of it this week wasn't too complimentary. They say they don't like the way you and I do the telecast. They prefer Walt Harris. Of course, the fans of the Bay Area are going to get Walt Harris. But if you'd like to write to Chet about anything about the Pioneer Network, any question you want to answer, he'll answer each letter personally in his own childlike scrawl. Write to Chet Copy, care of NES, 300 North State Street, Chicago, Illinois, 60610. And be sure and tell him I said to write.
I want to thank your secretary for buying me that new book of finger paste. Jerry, some of the mail, to be sure, was not all that complimentary, but we're still running about 5-1.
I just wonder if we shouldn't cancel these telecasts if the fans don't like them, Chet.
I hope not. What about my rent? Alvin Mallory, Bob Dansell, 31-24 respectively for the Bay Bombers, who lead by 4 points, 11-7. Pioneers in arrears, minus the services in this game of 5 all to Ohio. He's undergone a little bit of treatment for a fractured cheekbone, but he will be back in action. Bay Bombers, lone jamming threats in this moment in the pack. Buffalo Boy, 36, Jim Cook, number 38, trying to slow it down to a standstill if they can. Look at that Ronnie Robbins, unbelievable. 2-on-1 again, and he maintains. He's like having 2 guys back there. He does it all for you. Takes things in. Look at that! Fine! Woo! Oh! Here comes Scopus. Trying to put it together. Highlandale, fine goal! Charlie O'Connell doesn't like to look foolish. But that's what happened. Ronnie Robinson. Unbelievable. Now look at O'Connell.
We got one going here.
Well, Jerry Seltzer, to be sure, a long series. A lot of rivalries have been built up. Oh, you fans in Chicago, get out of the end.
That's it. That is the end of the second skating period with the score. The Bay Bombers 11, the Pioneers 7.
Family Day here at the Hammond Civic Center. A couple of generations represented there, just like when Jerry Seltzer and I get together, there's also a couple of generations represented. Jerry, of course, the youth market.
That's right, you're awfully old, Chet. You're 71. Look at those signs. Tonight is poster day.
Pioneers are grand. Let's give the Pioneers a great big hand. Yay, Pioneers. Yay, Sherry Eric.
They're not going to like that on the Bomber Network, Chet. A little while, we're going to show the winning poster here today.
Right now, as we move into third period action, Sherry Eric For the Midwest Pioneers, there you see her, the ice cream kid. With the long blonde hair just kind of flopping in the breeze. Number 34 is Dolores Tucker, as I said, 1971 MVP, a 7-year veteran. Lots of savvy. Been with the Bombers since 1968. One of the better blockers you will find on the back track, to be sure. Maintaining, here comes Weston, trying to center them. Little Sherry trying to work on this strategy, and we put him together. Woo! There you saw it. Here comes Weston, now she's going to work on Laszlo. Here comes the whip, right hand over left. In goes Sherry Eric. Did she score? I don't believe so. Now she does.
They say she got 1 point, Chad.
So, they rule 1 point for the Midwest Pioneers. But the margin has been cut.
Chet, if we can, we'd like to show you the winning posters here in a few moments. Here is the winning poster. Go get them, Pioneers. It's a great, big, beautiful red Pioneer wagon. What do they call those? Conestogas or something like that, Chet.
Edsels.
And here is the other one. Our director, Jim Holmes, says that's the cigar. Here's the second prize. Now, if you think you can do as well or better, make a poster, bring out to Hammond next Thursday. Montgomery Wards may give you a great prize. And, of course, there's a great contest tomorrow. Guess the score of the game, and you may win some great prizes. Get your free entry blanket at any Ward store at the game tomorrow at the amphitheater. Here we go, Chet.
All right, 4 jammers out of this particular play. We'll bring you up to date here for representation. As action goes back in the pack. R.J. Laszlo, Dolores Tucker with Joni Weston. Weston gets the right hand in there. And the elbow, Joni Weston is going to sit. Joni Weston is going to sit. We will have 2 Bay Bomber points on this particular play as the result of the score and the result of the penalty.
You know, it sure is great here in Hammond. There's going to be kind of a friendly contest going on in the San Francisco Bay Area, I know. When the Bombers open at Kezar Pavilion, we got almost 4,000 here in Hammond. The Bombers can get that same kind of turnout against the Jolters. And by the way, the Pioneers meet the Jolters Sunday, April 15th at the State Fairgrounds Coliseum in Indianapolis, Indiana. That'll be the first time the Jolters will be back there since they skated as home team last season. A 6 p.m. game there with the blocking match race between Joan Weston and Jan Vallow. That's at State Fairgrounds Coliseum in Indianapolis. The Pioneers meet the Jolters again at Thornton Township High School in Harvey, April 16th, and Tuesday, April 17th, Elk Grove High School. Wednesday, April 18th, the Fairgrounds Coliseum in Springfield, Illinois. And I got a story about Springfield for you in a little while, Chet.
Is that the one that was banned in Peoria? Rita Williams, number 50 for the Midwest Pioneers. Out of the jam and down she goes. Bay Bombers' lone threat right now is Carol Peters-Meyer as action back in the back continues. When your fans are out watching roller derby, jamming, it's the skill position, it's the speed, it's the glamour. It's like the halfback in pro football. Watch it back in the pack. That's the land of the Giants. That's the pit. That's where the centers, the 6'8" forwards going to work on each other. Right now, there's the girl who really knows how to go to work in the personage of number 58, Darlene Forbes. Maintaining with the assistant teammate Rita Williams. Look at little Rita, only 4'11", high with the elbow, counts twice. And a girl who only stands about 4'10". It's little Carol Peters-Meyer. Back slowing down, Weston back on the track, both squads 5-on-5, close fight 2-1-2. Jammers, pivot skater, and blockers. Counting down the time in this jam. We'll wait for the determination. We will have 2 Bay Bomber points. So, Jerry Seltzer, Bay Bombers increased their lead as once again the Pioneers have just a little bit of trouble getting the game in gear.
Oh, down there, Margie Laszlo, jumping Joni Weston. Sorry, that was Sherry Eric. It wasn't Joni Weston. Real wild. John O'Connell cheering his team on down there.
Jerry, you know, as we watch down there and we pick up on this action, Joan Weston suffering from excedrin headache number 16. Last night, Joni and Nick Scopus picked up a couple of hockey tickets from yours truly and went into Chicago Stadium to see the Blackhawks and the Rangers. And they told me they were absolutely besieged to the point of having to have a police escort to and from the arena because there were so many fans who wanted autographs and pictures and what have you.
I understand.
Just a tribute to this great sport.
That's fantastic, Jimmy. I understand they had to stop the game because the Blackhawks came up to the stands and asked Joe for her autograph.
Doesn't Charlie Finley wish he could have that with the Oakland Seals? Susie Neibauer, number 56 for the Pioneers. Number 57 is Candy Jones. I'll tell you something. In the stunting kid, boy, can she move. Talk about agility. Back in the pack, Tucker. Look at Carol Meyer. That should be a penalty. The referees don't pick up on it, I believe. Meanwhile, in the jam, Jones with Monica Guest right behind her and Bay Bomber teammate Armida Ortiz. A 1-on-2 situation. Pioneers shorthanded, although they are not shorthanded insofar as actual team strength is concerned. Up front there you see Joni Weston holding off a challenge. Look at the Golden Girl. Look at her, minimum of effort, exercising about 15% strength. She puts down a Bay Bomber skater. Dolores Tucker is scoring on Susie Neibauer. Weston misses on the fake. Trying to come back with the elbow. We are out of time on this jam, and the hands go out in the safe position. There will be no points on this particular play.
I'll tell you something, Chet. You can't say too much there for Dolores Tucker. Boy, when she gives away in size, she is fantastic. There is a great new newspaper. If you'd like to get a free copy, write to Roller Derby Illustrated. General Post Office Box 17, New York, 10001. And Chet, every week that paper gets better. Articles by Chet Kopic, but as soon as we can, get some very high-priced writers, we'll get rid of that. Walt Harris has a column every week. Great stories and pictures of your favorites, and really unbelievable. Be sure and get your copy. This paper comes out every 2 weeks.
Contrary to popular opinion, my column is not submitted in Bohemia.
Be sure to stay tuned right after the end of this half. We're going to talk to Ronnie Robinson and Charlie O'Connell. Remember, you're going to see the second half later, right here on this same station. We got one here.
Look at Darlene Forbes up high. Woo! Forbes. Again. Good time. Come on, Flagstone. Fine goal. You fans in Chicago, get out to the amphitheater tomorrow, 3 o'clock, Pioneers, Bay Bombers. It's going to be super.
Tonight in St. Louis.
Look at Weston. There goes the Golden World. On Dolores Tucker, trying to help out her teammate Darlene Forbes. And we have a skater down on the track. At the Pioneer turn, the Pioneers pick up 1 point on that particular play. They are now in double figures.
Chad, it's 13-11 Bombers. Margie Laszlo looks hurt down there. But she is getting back on her feet. I think she will be all right. And the Pioneers here starting that familiar chant, go, go, go. If you live anywhere in the area, come out to Hammond next Thursday. Fantastic turnout. Great. Kids are half price now in Hammond, and that's made a great difference. And a lot of groups here tonight. Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts. We're getting more and more of those everywhere. And if you live in the Chicago area and you'd like to have a group come to the game, call on Monday. This number right here, 329-1328. 329-1328. In St. Louis, Chestnut 10884. That's Chestnut 10884. And you can also get group rates in the San Francisco Bay Area at the Coliseum box office.
Jerry, as you mentioned Hammond, Indiana here at the Civic Center. The great thing about these games here, it's a small arena, great sight lines. The fans are also friendly. There's so many great people here. It's really a great way to enjoy yourself and get out and meet some terrific people. Look at Laszlo.
I think she's going to get a penalty. Oh, here she is arguing with the referee, but she's going to get a penalty.
Joan Weston, the 17-time All-Star, being attended to. Large Laszlo glaring. Fire coming out of those brown eyes. Bay Bombers up by 2 right now. 2:30 to play in the third period. Don't forget, 4 coming up with the interview session. Jerry Seltzer, what's going to happen during that interview session this time around?
Well, I don't know. Of course, Charlie and Ronnie meet in that big match race tomorrow at the amphitheater. They're also part of the match race tonight in St. Louis. And I'm sure they're going to have a few interesting words. We mentioned before, Friday, April 20th, Cincinnati Gardens, the Pioneers and the Jolters. Also, May 8th in Green Bay at that beautiful Coliseum there, the home of some kind of football team. Yes, Chet?
Back is reformed, and Dolores Tucker with the pivot helmet on moves out for the Bay Bombers, followed by Sherry Eric with the long blonde hair and the strawberry ice cream kid for the Midwest Pioneers. Number 31, Kathy Pulley trying to assist Dolores Tucker. Sherry Eric being ridden out of the play as they jockey for position here on the turf in Hammond. Referees, a tough assignment so far in this first half. It's been a wild and woolly kind of game. Don't forget, a big second half coming up. You fans keep tuned to Willoughby. The excitement, the glamour, and this is the sport of the 70s. This is what they're talking about everywhere. Willoughby needs excitement. Look at West to the high with the elbow. Again. Tony Weston goes forward and marks Laszlo. There you see it. Here, back. It's kind of like a clock. Rounding out the rhythm. Keeping up with the beats. Oh, Dolores Tucker onto the railing, trying to maintain her balance. Weston again. An incredible display of strength. Women's captain of the Midwest Pioneers. Just over 30 seconds to play in the third period. Joan Weston has got that little grin in her face. Shy little grin from the girl who used to be from up in the farm country of Wisconsin. Now she calls the Bay Area her home, likes to go out and surf in Hawaii. That's Joan Weston, a legend on the bank track. Jerry Seltzer, I can hardly wait to see Joan Weston match up with Rosetta Saunders.
Oh, Jan Valentine, she's fantastic. We got one to match up right here, though, right now. Time's running out in this period. That is it. Chet, that is the end of the third skating period with the score. The San Francisco Bay Bombers 13 and the Pioneers 11.
1/4 of the first half remaining to be played. Number 36, Buffalo Boyd, and Ronnie Robinson. Number 58 for the Pioneers going at it early as the pack forms and the jamming process begins. Johnny Rice first stop for the Bay Bombers. Number 53 is Ed Hessen right behind him. Trying to maneuver, trying to gain the edge. That's what it's all about. And to be sure, I don't think we tell you who has the edge right now. The Midwest Pioneers, Eddie Hess, the young kid who's been really putting it together in recent weeks. This series has been something of an evolution for this kid. You're going to be hearing an awful lot about Ed Hess in the weeks to come. Want to bring you up to date one more time. Bob Hine is not in this game. But don't worry, he's going to be back soon. We have a kid named Ziggy Robo, wearing jersey number 57, skating in this event. He has proven himself to be more than adequate. Buffalo Boy, 240 pounds. Back in the defensive stance. Here come the Bay Bombers on the Pioneer pack. The Pullaway. Pullaway on enforced to Hammond. Tony Smith leading up the Pioneer charge. Scopus on the whip. Teammate has it. Look at Tony Smith. Jerry Seltzer. There we saw a couple of kids. Tony Smith set it up with the block. Ed Hessen scores the points and wisely calls off the jam. We pick up 2 points.
After that jam, Ronnie Robinson thought that Charlie O'Connell gave a little extra hit. There's some nice. Hello, Charlie. Say hello to your fans. Yeah, your hair is there. Not bad. Oh, he hit Ronnie Robinson. Penalty on O'Connell. The San Francisco Bay Bombers, Chet, open their season April 22nd in San Francisco at Kezar Pavilion against the Jolers. Other games include April 25th at the Oakland Auditorium. That is the Oakland Auditorium. April 26th at Richmond. April 27th at the Cowpels in San Francisco. May 2nd in Stockton. May 3rd in Sacramento. Also a couple of other big games, the Jolers and the Bombers. Saturday, May 12th at the Seattle Center Arena. And Sunday, May 13th, the Memorial Coliseum in Portland, Oregon. And there you have it, the schedule for the next year and a half.
Ronnie Robinson in the infield, being attended to by the trackside position. Charlie O'Connell in the booth. He'll sit for a minute. Bay Bombers shorthanded, 1 skater. They'll go 5-on-4. Pioneers with a chance, if they can put it together, to perhaps go out and take the lead. We're even up 13-13, less than 10 minutes remaining in the first half. The interview session coming up, so keep tuned to Relatively. Now Dan Sell all by himself. Last time we had this situation, same thing happened. Pioneers up by 1 man. They have the edge, but they can't get the jammers out. Here comes Tony Roman. He'll go 1-on-1 with Tony Smith. Tony against Tony, and the little guy wins it. Bob Dansell moves on through it, and he scores. Now assisted by his teammate Roman, he is up again. Tremendous second effort, as you saw. Scopus takes the belt from Tony Roman. The little guy, Tony Roman, who seems to exude a minimum of energy, goes to work to help his teammates. Now Scopus on Dancel. Here we go again, Pioneers. Having themselves some problems, but we're early. Don't worry, second half is coming up. Almost got a jam time and look at that. But to Alabama. Bay Bombers go up by 3 off a 3-point jam. So the Pioneers trail 16-13.
Well, the Pioneers are losing 16-13. It's good to see a game between two of the teams within the International Roller Derby League. It's a great brand of skating, and of course, the series ends soon. You should be sure to see a game in your area.
Of course, get you fans about that Roller Derby Illustrated. Tremendous rating, columns by Walt Harris. Lots of features and all the excitement of roller derby. You'll read about people like John Early, Sherry Eric. A lot of fans have written in and said, interview these skaters, do more with them. We plan on doing it. Roller Derby Illustrated, that's one avenue to find out about each and every one of your favorites. Jerry Seltzer, right now, we've got as good a roller derby game as you could ever hope to see.
Well, that's fantastic. Both teams going full speed, and that's what you want to see.
Got a lot of beef back in that package. You got a couple of guys who are on the tiny side. Little Tony Roman, 5'3", 125 pounds. Trained by the old New York chief vendor, Bud Atkinson Sr. Flies to the air with the greatest of ease. That is James Paul. That's what they said about him on the last cover of Roller Derby Illustrated. Young Bay Bomber skater with a mod haircut. Beckoning to his teammates. The strategy via the visual signals going on in the Civic Center in Hammond. I'm Chet Kopic along with Jerry Seltzer. You fans out west of the Bay Bomber Network, hope you're enjoying this telecast. Your team's opening up soon. Get out there and have some fun. Look at O'Connell miss. Ronnie Robinson does it again. O'Connell can't put it together. Catching nothing but air. Now he goes to work on Scopus. James Paul picks up a point. They'll try to bypass Robinson. He cannot do it. And the officials make their signal. 2 Bay Bomber points to move out to a 5-point lead. Bay Bombers 18, Pioneers 13.
Be sure and stay tuned at the end of this half. We're going to talk to Charlie O'Connell, Ronnie Robinson, and at the end of the second half of this game, which you're going to see on the station, we're going to talk to Margie Laszlo and Joan Weston. Chet, I was talking before about Springfield, Illinois. You know, a long time ago when roller derby started here on this roller derby network, the San Francisco Bay Area, some 16 years ago on KTVU, where we're still seen. We had a great sponsor out there, as we do in Chicago, and Burt Wyman, a fellow named Larry Robinson. And now Larry Robinson is in Springfield, Illinois, with his Ford dealership down there, and he's bringing this first half of roller derby. We want to welcome all you people in Springfield. You now see the first half on Thursday night, the second half on Saturday. And if you live anywhere near Larry, drop in and say hello.
Yeah, Jerry, you mentioned an old friend of ours there, Burt Wyman, back in Chicago. The Pioneers Bill and Everton Pie Hill down to 51 out of this jam. Red and blue. That's the backdrop of the white numerals. Anyone else?
Look at these two. Oh, boy.
Here.
They meet tomorrow at the Avalanche, Jeff.
Norman and Fraser. That's the classic matchup. That's Chamberlain against Abdul-Jabbar. That's Sammy Huff against Jim Brown. That's what this sport is all about. Matchups like O'Connell against Ronnie Robinson. You fans of the amphitheater, that's what you see at 3 o'clock Sunday afternoon, which just happens to be tomorrow. Now Mallory and Tony Smith. Here comes Jimmy Cook, trying to move up and help his teammate. They're going to work on Tony Smith doing yeoman work here in the first half of play. I'll tell you something. That kid's going to be an asset for years on this club. Action at all ends of the track right now. Alvin Mallory, of course, put the jamming helmet on, number 31, trying to get the assist from his teammate Jim Cook. We'll just have to wait and see officially what has happened. I believe there will be no points. That is correct. For once in my life, I pick a winner. We go scoreless on that jam. 4:49 remaining. First half of play in the Civic Center. Pioneers short by 5. Bay Bombers 18. Midwest Club 13.
Chet, a lot of people would like to know about advanced games in their areas. If you would like to know, why not put your name on a postcard or letter, include the station and zip code number, and send it to Roller Derby Mailing List, Post Office Box 1828, Oakland, California 94604, and our mail boy, Bud Wiener, will get it all together and send it right out to you post haste.
You know, Jerry, some fans have written into me and said, I sent in for my mailing list, or I sent in for my roller derby illustrated. I haven't gotten it yet. Sometimes, fans, these things do take time. There may be a problem. Secretary may have been ill or something. Who knows? Don't worry, it'll get there in due time. And in due time, we expect Ronnie Robinson, men's captain of the Midwest Pioneers, to begin putting it together offensively for his team.
Look who he's going to meet at the rear of that pack.
Oh, baby. Get ready. I hope the reinforcements are set because they may hear this collision all the way down in Indianapolis, site of the 500. Charlie O'Connell and Ronnie Robinson, they've gone against each other so many times, but each time it's a new experience. Let's set it up. Let's let the story tell the whole thing. Oh, finally! Ronnie Robinson, the glue that holds everything together. And look at that. Just one more for good luck. It's going to cost Ronnie Robinson a minute, Jerry Seltzer, but I don't think he minds.
Well, Ronnie Robinson got a penalty for that, but I'm sure he doesn't care. Charlie O'Connell seems to pull the muscle in his leg.
This has not been an easy half for Charlie O. Ronnie Robinson will sit. And so, with the Pioneers short by 4 points, they're going to have to go at the Bay Bombers 5-on-4 minus one skater. Bay Bomberman 40 O'Connell, 38 Cook, 36 Buffalo Boyd, number 34 Bob Dansell, 31 is Alvin Mallory. You know, I like that kid Alvin Mallory, junior college freshman at Merritt College. Everything nice. Working here, working up here.
I think John Early may be overmatched here, Chet.
John Early going to go out and maybe get himself an education. Charlie O'Connell's going to sit, I believe. Yes, O'Connell is being waved off the track and he won't move. O'Connell squeaking at the men of the stripe. He's been waved off. He must sit. Jerry Seltzer, he can be sworn out of the game for a move like this. Look at Robinson. Here comes Ronnie Robinson out of the back. Watch this. O'Connell not giving up. Here he comes again. Robinson. Oh,
Look at these fans. 4,000 fans on their feet here at the Hammond Civic Center.
An incredible display. And look at Tony Roman. Roman invites the pack to Pioneer Bank. Now Ed Hessen moves in.
Oh boy, they're going to blow this off, I'm sure, tomorrow at the amphitheater. You fans in the area, get out there. Tomorrow, big match race, Charlie O'Connell and Ronnie Robinson. And of course, tonight, in St. Louis, at Field Auditorium. They're still going, Chet. We got about 25 seconds to go in the half. Everybody is fighting on both teams. I don't know if they're going to get another jam together.
I guess this is what the Third World War is going to look like. Well, Jerry Seltzer, this half is coming to a close. The Bay Bombers lead by 4 points, 6-14. They're going to have an innumerable amount of penalties to be sure, but they will carry over into the second half. I tell you, the second half shapes up really big. Tony Roman and Johnny Rice attacked the Pioneer bench who went after Ronnie Robinson. Soon Ed Hessen was involved, then Nick Scopus, then Buffalo Boyd. Oh, I tell you.
Well, that's it, Chet. That is the end of the first half. And remember, I'll be back in just a moment with Charlie O'Connell, Ronnie Robinson. There's your score. The Bombers 18, the Pioneers 14. Jerry Seltzer here at trackside, the end of the first half. Great wild skating first half. Charlie, your team got a little rough there at the end. Of course, you have the lead.
Well, naturally, anytime we start out playing the right kind of a game like we're normally doing and it starts getting a little rough, the new method of the Bombers team now is skate the way the opponents skate. And that's the way it's going to be. So expecting to see the Bombers all across the United States, they're just going to see a rougher game than it's normally and used to be in the past.
Well, you're going to keep that when you go back to the Bay Area on April 22nd?
Absolutely. Bay Area fans are going to see a new type of game now that we're going to do that I've never believed in doing. But it has to be because, I'm tired of myself getting hurt, most of my teammates getting hurt, so now we're going to start dishing a little bit of it out.
What do you think about that, Ronnie? You believe in this kind of game?
Jerry, as far as Mr. O'Connell is concerned, it really surprises me that a man of his talent would have to resort to such tactics. And as far as him being rough as he wants to get, the Pioneers can get just as rough.
Well, they were really taking it to you that half, and it looked like the Pioneers were laying back a little. Is that your strategy for the game?
Well, we've been known to more or less hold back and coast through the first half and really come on the second half. So we'll like I said, we'll wait and see what happens the second half.
All right, I'm going to ask you a question first, and I'm going to ask it to Charlie. You got a match race for the fans watching in Chicago tomorrow at the amphitheater. No time limit, anything goes, infield cleared. Can you handle a man this size, and how are you going to handle this race?
Well, as far as how I'm going to handle it, I really don't know yet. Skating against Charlie has always been a challenge to me. All I can say is I'll give it my utmost.
Are we going to get a sample in the second half?
We might.
Charlie, how are you going to skate against Ronnie tomorrow at the amphitheater?
Well, she's been known to hold a lot bigger people on the track, and there's no problem there. He's going to get the same kind of a contest that he's always gotten when I've raced him, which is a complete, ridiculous type of game. It's just anything goes. Now, I didn't want to skate this type of game, and I didn't want this match race, but he provoked it, and that's the way it's going to be. I have not been accepting any match races across the country, but this one I'm going to take on because it's going to be everything goes. Nobody in the infield, I understand, but who knows? But that's the way I like it anyway. I want everyone to see what's going to happen.
Well, that's tomorrow, of course, at the amphitheater for you fans in Chicago. Also, after the game, big dinner at the Stockyards Inn. They always have Pioneers.
Yeah,
Don't
that's
you ever
a lot of
go?
baloney. I'm crashing that thing.
Oh, you're not going to go there with Chet Kopic and...
No, Bozo the Clown isn't allowed in there. I'm just going to go in there tonight and just do a normal thing, go eat my dinner, may have a couple of comments to some of the jerky people. Because
You mean tomorrow?
Tomorrow,
Yeah.
right. Isn't that when the steak?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, let's see how good they hand out steaks to the Bomber team.
Well, there you hear it right from the coach's mouth. Ronnie, lots of luck tomorrow in the race.
Thank you, Jerry.
You too, Charlie. I know you're going to give the fans a great treat out there. Remember, you're going to see the second half later on this same station. The Bombers and Pioneers, two of the greatest teams in the league, and anytime they get together, boy, you really have action. This is Jerry Seltzer from the Hammond Civic Center in Hammond, Indiana.